Welcome to The Holistic Truth, sponsored by Nutritional Frontiers. Nutritional Frontiers is a Pittsburgh-based professional nutraceutical company founded by Dr. James Weiner and Jamie Dorley, and they are celebrating their 12th anniversary. All of the Nutritional Frontiers formulations are 100% guaranteed for purity and potency and follow the highest quality control standards today, including CGMP manufacturing facilities, certificates of analysis, and third-party testing. Want the truth?
You can't handle the truth!
And now, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's Nutritional Frontiers and the Holistic Truth.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Holistic Truth, your free classroom on the air, sponsored by Nutritional Frontiers, where we're breaking through nutritional boundaries. My name is Tracey Stroup, and I will be your host this morning. I just wanted to remind you how to connect with us 3 days a week right here on KHBradio.com. You can go to KHBradio.com and click the Listen Live button, and you can tune in to the Holistic Truth 3 days a week. Monday at 11 with the Jamie and Joe Show. Tuesday with Talking with Tracey at 8 a.m. And then Thursday is Health Conscious with Candace. And she will be talking about the greatest and latest tips in health to keep you on a path of optimal health in your life. That's also at 8 a.m. Today, we have a very special guest, and we like to bring Coach Fred back periodically to check in and see how he's doing. Coach Fred Como has been running an online detox group through a social media platform, and he is going to discuss a little bit about his results, what his participants said, and the products that he used to help people attain and maintain their health throughout this program. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome Coach Fred to our program. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Tracey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
All is well here.
What's that?
I said all is well here. Nothing new to report. I was watching
the video of you on vacation where you were on that slingshot ride, and I thought maybe I'd have Joe on this morning.
That causes a big detox for people. So I did not ride the slingshot, Fred, because I was filming it. And I wouldn't ride the slingshot because I would be terrified to do so unless I took enough of our CBD drops, and then I may consider it. But, yeah, that was my husband and my son. They did it 3 times in a row.
Oh, my gosh.
So
no kidding.
I know, right? Yeah, so I sat there and just prayed for them. They made it, and you have to give people credit that think of things like that, though. I mean, who would think to put 2 gigantic metal rods up with cables in a basket, it looks like a hamster ball, and stick people in it and propel them hundreds of feet into the air, and people pay for it?
They do. And, I mean, I can't imagine that conversation, or that idea came about with a couple of sober guys. I just can't see that.
Yeah, I don't even know if the guys running the machinery were sober, so, whatever. So, yeah, that was like a goal for my kids, or for my husband and my son. My other son, little guy, wouldn't do it either because he's smart. And, so John and Eric, they had to do it. Every day, John would wake up and say, can we go do that slingshot? So finally, I was like, let's just go get this over with. So we can move on with our vacation, or we can go to the hospital, whichever one is going to happen. I want to know now. So, yeah, it was fun. Lots of fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, hey, thanks for having me on today. I appreciate this.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get into your group, which I'm excited to hear the results, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are, what you do, who you are, all the good stuff.
Okay. Well, I am a Penn State graduate, and fellow graduate with you.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Roar, Lions, roar. And I've spent about 30 years in this industry, health and wellness. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a wellness coach. I did massage therapy for another number of years until my thumbs went out. They just can't take that work anymore. I'm actually also a master Reiki practitioner. So I've got kind of a smattering of experience and apply that to a lot of the clients I work with. I do see clients on an individual basis. I see them in their homes. I do work with people virtually online. And I also see clients out at the Body Bar in the North Hills on McKnight Road.
And you do one-on-one personal training and any type of health and wellness consulting that they need, correct?
Exactly. We do personal training, one-on-one, small group. I do actually have a circuit training class, which is a lot of fun. We have a blast in that class. I do one-on-one consultations, and we have a number of things. And anybody that's listening, if you want, just email me. I'll send you more information. We have a couple of specials for people that are listening today, and they're going to be extended to my group in the detoxing group. $20 off a massage if you've been there before, and if you have not, it's only $49. So email me at detoxwithcoachfred@gmail.com, and I will send you some coupons.
Awesome. That's awesome. And it's a great way to get started. I mean, just, no risk, right? You have some coupons, you can come in, you can try it out. And, the only thing you have to risk is getting leaner, getting healthier. So, and
that's
all you have to lose really is some extra pounds and, some health risks. So, but you aren't virtual, which is cool.
The key to, the key to losing weight, and it's getting active is great, but yourself how important nutrition is. I would say the number one thing that people have to focus on is their nutrition when they're trying to make any kind of changes in their life. And we make it as easy as possible. With the meal planning guide that I use, it's very similar to using something like a Weight Watcher, where you're actually counting your servings to put things together. And, if it's not easy, you're not going to do it. So, made it as easy as possible.
Right. If it just, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be easy, right? It just has to be doable. And that's the thing. People will do the hard work that they have to do. I mean, obviously, I'd like for it to be easy, but it has to fit into a lifestyle. And that's the most difficult thing that I've watched with programs. They're 5-6 days a week, or, you have to show up at certain times, like 6 in the morning or 8 in the morning or whatever that looks like. And sometimes that's just not feasible for parents. They can't do that. They have kids, or they have to work, or, whatever that looks like. And, one of the limitations that we saw with this pandemic was you couldn't do the personal, the one-on-one, the face-to-face. And even when you were allowed to do that, some people just were not comfortable doing a in-person session, or, trying to come out into the world. They just weren't comfortable coming out. So, to each their own. And so I know that you and I had talked, through some of these things, and I had done a course on, just getting people into the virtual realm to help them stay connected, to help them bring people to health. And you took that course, and you actually implemented it. So you did an online detox group on Facebook, which was awesome.
Correct.
And you created a group. You included the kit, the Remove Complete kit from Nutritional Frontiers, as part of the sign-up. And then you did 4 weeks online with people. So tell me about it. Tell me what each week consisted of, and then I want to hear some results. Where are you now in the group? Is it done? Are you still in the process? What week are we in?
We're still in the process. We are in, we're basically in week 3. What we started out with for the program, and thank you so much. This would not have happened without your help and your experience, and I am indebted to you beyond what I can even express.
No. We like to help you be successful.
And
anything we can do, Fred. We're here for you.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about Nutritional Frontiers. You really are. And that's one of the things, sometimes people think, they're just, no, we're not. You guys really are there for your practitioners. You're there for your customers. You're there for everybody. It's not business as usual. It's above and beyond. The quality of the products and the quality of the people that we work with, well, with you guys at Nutritional Frontiers, cannot be compared with any other company I've ever had experience with. So I'm eternally grateful.
Well, we're happy to help you.
The program basically started out the first week getting things started. You want to prep getting into this is important for any kind of program, in my opinion. You want to understand the product you're working with. You want to understand what is involved in the process or in the program. So familiarizing yourself with that becomes pretty important. So the week prior to starting any detoxing, what we've done is we've gone over different things that you might be able to identify in your life that would be barriers to your success. So like you alluded to earlier when you were talking, people's lives are very busy. And, through this pandemic, I think things have changed to a bit of a reality check for people to look at their lives and actually start to realize that you don't need to be doing and need to be as busy as you are, because I think a lot of people are overextended. So looking at these different barriers is an opportunity to step back, see exactly what it is you can change and alter in your lifestyle so that you can have success, not just with this detoxing program, but success with any kind of programs that want to enrich your life. Because every time you talk to somebody, and you know yourself, when you're talking to people about personal training, well, I don't know if I have the time. It's one of the biggest barriers to people's success. And I understand that. I mean, I'm as busy as anybody else, and time is a huge commodity to us. So you have to have programs that fit into into any lifestyle, but are easily modified so that they fit into every lifestyle. So this is a program I think that actually lends itself to that. So as we look at removing the barriers, we have managing your time, managing your lifestyle, prioritizing different responsibilities that you have, and actually delegating other things that, a lot of parents, you got kids, put them to work, man. You know what I mean? It's a nice little work group that you have there. They can do things. You don't have to do everything for them, but you have to free yourself up. And I think that I can't say that enough. I do have a nice little, I want to say, project manager worksheet in there. I'm a very visual person. I like to see things out in front of me so that I can begin to really think through any process, even if it's a project or if it's something I'm trying to plan. And it helps me. Some people, they're more audible. Some people are a combination of seeing things and hearing things. So it's all dependent on how well you learn and function that way. So there are just a couple of tools to get people started. We have a video in here on how to create your meals. So we go through the video talking about how many calories you want to aim for during the day. You don't want to starve yourself. And I see this pretty often with a lot of people when they're trying to modify their body composition. So many people just basically stop eating. And they stop eating to a point where their caloric intake is just so low that their body doesn't function as it should anyway. So we want to get enough calories in during the day, but we want to get quality in during the day. And we look at our macros. We're trying to get enough carbohydrates, proteins, and quality fats in. And this takes planning. If you don't plan, you're going to grab whatever you see closest to you. And if we're grabbing whatever is closest to us, we want to make it quick and we want to make it easy because we're hungry. And it's in that space that we're usually making, I don't want to say bad choices, we're just not making the best choices. So meal planning is a big, it's a big part to your success. So we go through the meal planning, and you should have maybe 2 weeks of meal planning prep for yourself. And we go into the second week, which is the cleanse. You start using your product. And, I think this is probably the easiest program I've ever used, to be honest with you. I don't find it. Some people find it difficult, I think, when it comes down to using any kind of product. But for me personally, what I do is I use the lymphatic tincture in the morning with water or just straight out of the bottle. I don't mind the taste personally. Some people can't stand the taste, but have to add it to something. You can add it to water and it'll dilute it, and that's just fine. I use it before I have breakfast, in the mid-afternoon, mid-morning, whenever. I use the power cleanse, and I just mix mine with water in a shaker cup because I'm usually on the move. I don't have time to really blend it. And every day, I use the Proline greens every day anyway, so that was easy to add. And you can, in the afternoons or right before dinner, if I use my Proline greens, I'll add the second tincture to it and just have that before dinner. Makes it really easy. And sometime in the afternoon, not every day, but I do have the Nido Keto, my chocolate peanut butter ice cream. And, one of the hardest things, I think, and everybody has cravings. We talk about cravings in a Zoom meeting that we had with the Detox program, but mine is chocolate. I love chocolate. And, it's one of those things I don't personally want to live without. I don't want to live in a world without chocolate, Tracey.
That's right. I think that would be a sad world, and I'd be grumpy. So I love chocolate too, and I think cravings are important. I mean, they do tell you nutritional need. They can tell you a lot about your body, but there's also nothing wrong with having a small treat here and there. And, we don't have to be these extremists, eat completely organic 100% of the time, real foods. That would be great if I could get it all the time. But honestly, like you said, with the pandemic, how much was available at the grocery stores? The funny thing was that I noticed when I went in, a lot of what was processed, packaged, and would last years and years was purchased.
Yes.
But fresh fruits and vegetables were still sitting on the shelf. So it shows you that eating habits didn't change. They just were amplified. And, after this whole thing, a detox program / cleanse, which is what it is. I mean, it's a cleanse system that you utilize, a cleanse process. You eliminated things from people's lives, people's diets, people's thought process. It wasn't just about food. I mean, I saw your setup. But the detox happened because of that, and people needed it. They needed it more than ever after this entire thing. So it was exciting to see your class come about and to see your participants in there and interacting with you and your classes and all the things that you did in that group was fantastic. So you're in week 3. What are people saying? How are they doing? What's give us a little bit of feedback on some of the results you're seeing, or, are people losing weight? Are they feeling better? What are some of the results?
People are starting to see, and this comes about, I believe strongly that this comes about from eliminating certain things from your diet. We particularly focus on eliminating dairy, wheat, and sugar. So along with those 3 eliminations, and of course with alcohol, you eliminate alcohol, the sugars, people are seeing weight loss. I've lost 3 pounds myself personally. I am seeing other people losing 5 pounds. I'm seeing people, basically, one of the things I do hear are people who are reporting healthier looking skin. They're not seeing some of the blemishes. They are seeing them clear up. And we still have another day to go for our 10 days, and there's a couple of people that got started late because of one reason or another, and that's fine too. This is not meant to be, a race to get done. This is meant to be,
Right.
something individualized. So
I just want to pause you there and clarify something. So you did a 4-week class, but the 4 weeks wasn't a 4-week detox cleanse. It was a 4-week educational platform with a 10-day cleanse built in it. So your participants would do this 10-day cleanse in this 4-week group class. And you're seeing people losing within those 10 days 5 pounds. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it helps. It helps to understand that people who go through this program are going to begin seeing their biochemistry come back online. So eliminating excess water weight, or actually eliminating and reducing fat weight, is one of the benefits of the program. It's not necessarily the focus of the program, but it's a wonderful side effect of the program. And
right.
People are definitely, seeing and feeling. I know people are reporting an increase in energy. They're thinking more clearly. I mean, you see the physical changes happening with the weight loss, with the skin clearing, and even definitely going to see improvements in hair, for example. Healthier looking hair, healthier looking skin. All of these things occur when you're not using a lot or taking in a lot of additional toxins. So those are very beneficial, but people are reporting that they have more clarity of thought. Their mind isn't as foggy. They're actually feeling sharper, and the energy increases. And that doesn't take long. When people make positive changes in their activity levels or positive changes in the nutrition, how you're fueling your body, it does not take long before you see positive results. I've seen a lot of clients report within a week and a half, even when they're doing personal training, usually around that 2-week mark, they report, I'm starting to feel more energy. I feel better. I feel good. And when you do this detox, the thing that I would report for me personally, the way that I explain it is, my body feels lighter. And it's not necessarily just due to some weight loss. It's just, it feels lighter.
Yeah, the whole premise, I think people get on a detox program and they think there's some sort of magical combination in these kits, right? And so let's just talk about the kit, because I want to kind of explain how this actually works. So you have the Power Cleanse, which is in this kit from Nutritional Frontiers called Remove Complete. So there's Power Cleanse, which is a shake formula, and then there's the lymphatic tincture, which you had talked about. So the Power Cleanse is a shake system, but it's a meal replacement and detox matrix in one. So not only is the detox matrix helping you eliminate and change fat-soluble to water-soluble and then excrete it from your body, also enhancing all those elimination pathways, your bowels, your urinary tract, your lungs, your lymph, your skin, all the things you were talking about. It also gives you a nutrition backer. It gives you the right amount of macronutrients, your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fats, and a micronutrient backer. So it's giving you vitamins and minerals and, activated B vitamins for energy. So that one shake, 2 shakes, or 3 shakes a day, whatever system you're choosing for an accelerated cleanse or just something that you would utilize every day in your normal life as a meal replacement, that's why people are getting clarity of mind, not just from eliminating the toxins, but they're feeding their brain. They're feeding their brain nutrition.
Exactly.
And then you have the
exactly
lymphatic tincture, which is going to activate the lymphatic system, which is your identifier of things that shouldn't be in your body. It's part of your immune system. So, and then you add exercise and proper nutrition and better mindset, and all of a sudden you have this incredible whole body approach to health. and you didn't really even see it coming. So it's great. And then you have the social aspect because you're in a group with like-minded people and people that are experiencing the same things you are, and it just gives this community atmosphere that you're not alone in this process. Because sometimes I think when you order a system late at night off QVC, right, and you're like, this is going to be the thing I've been waiting for, you're all alone in that process. You're doing your little shake every day or whatever that looks like, and you don't have anybody to talk to about it, you know? Right. Your group has provided a network of people that can share this experience and work together and support each other through it. So awesome stuff. And, you know, I'm surprised. Like, I know weight loss isn't the absolute key, but let's be honest, Fred. People don't come to me and say, Tracey, I have too many fat cells, and those fat cells are causing an inflammatory response in my body and a cytokine storm, and it worries me that the systemic inflammation might have later impact on my health. No, what they say is they're like, my thighs are getting bigger in my butt, and I need your help, right? So, yeah.
You know,
I'm like, oh, okay, we can help you with your butt. No problem. So that's awesome.
Exactly
those are good results. Mm-hmm. So what was the breakdown? How did you suggest that they take the products? Did they do 3 shakes a day? What was the system you put them on?
What we did, it was pretty gentle. Now, there's enough product in the Power Cleanse to add to this, you know, and it's my opinion, and I have not had anyone have issues as far as side effects, you know, from using the product, which I think is a concern for a lot of people. I did not have any.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it was about week 3 or day 3 or so, and it was busy. I hadn't enough meals. I had my shakes and whatnot, and I was just a little weak that day. But that's more of a response from not having enough food to eat rather than using the product. So, what I'm doing basically is the lymphatic tincture in the morning prior to having a breakfast meal, about 15 minutes before that, and then about 15 minutes before the evening meal. And I have in the guide, what we started out with is just using 1 scoop of the Power Cleanse as a mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack. In talking with some other people who have some higher scores, let's say, with their self-toxicity test, we did go a little bit more aggressive. I have 2 people that are doing an additional scoop in the afternoon. For people who get that dip in the afternoon, instead of using the Power Cleanse, we were using the Nito Keto for the added energy, the added micros, and this comes back to, you know, this is very customizable for what your needs are. So we're able to customize this for any individual. It's not just
I really love that about the kit. You know, you can do a very gentle cleanse, 1 shake a day, add it to your current program or polished up program of nutrition. You can do 2 shakes where you're replacing 2 meals. You can use it and just add it in. You don't even have to replace a meal. You can just like add it in, like you said, like a snack, right?
Right.
Or you can do a very aggressive cleanse and do 3 shakes a day for, 5 to 10 days. So it really depends on what you're targeting, how quickly you want to see detoxification results, whether it's weight loss or you're trying to overcome something. You know, when people are sick, right? Let's say flu, cold, whatever that looks like, you don't really always feel like eating. You know, the Power Cleanse is a really good thing to do during those times. If you need to have something, it's going to help your body facilitate detoxification, stimulate immune system, but, also give you that nutrition that you're looking for. So it can be a great thing to add into that as well.
As we started out with this, like the first 7, and again, this is dependent on everybody's own biochemistry. Some really need a very gentle detoxification. In the first 7 days or so, you can ramp up, and the body is detoxifying. And then the last 3 days or so, because we're basically looking at a 10-day period with this cleanse, and add a second shake into it. If you want to stay with the one shake, you can extend it and just use the product up. You know, it's one of those things, like you said, add into your daily nutritional intake to just support what you've put so much work into.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it works for everybody because you said it's individualized and it's customizable. So what are the next steps then? So after the cleanse, you're doing 10 days. What happens on day 11? What do you do with your people?
Well, on day 11, it's not business back to usual. You don't go back to that lifestyle. Day 11, and this is what we'll get into more of next week. Like this week, what we're focusing on this week, we're detoxing things outside the body. So we're looking at different cleaners and different things in our environment that we can clean and eliminate. We're also looking at eliminating negative people, negative emotions, the things that you put on your body, the clothes, the personal care products, cleansing products, and things of this nature, and your lifestyle. Trying to focus on different things that you can pull into your lifestyle that you can do with regularity to support a lifestyle around health and wellness. We're not turning into monks or anything like that. We're just looking for things that we can consistently do. Now, as we go into that next part of the journey, that day 11, we can start looking at different foods as you add them into your diet. Don't go back to a lifestyle that's not going to support. We don't want to go back to fast foods all the time. We don't want to go back to, having junk food around all the time. These are treats. These are something that you're supposed to maybe do every once in a while on a special occasion. And it's different for everybody. And, I don't want people to get the impression that this is all or nothing. I had a client, and as we worked on, the things we celebrated were her getting down to a point where all she had was one Mountain Dew a day instead of 4 or 5 or 6. That's something to celebrate.
Wow.
And,
yeah, exactly.
As soon as, and she got to a point where she actually eliminated it, and she started using an herbal tea. And these small things, these changes, especially when we look at something like eliminating negative people from our lives, this is not always easy to do, especially if you have to work with them. You have to find strategies to where either you adapt to the situation, you avoid contact with them as much as possible, or you create a strategy to exit that for another environment, depending on what that is, So as we move in, like I say, through day 11, you start adding these different foods into your body. Your body will be a bit more sensitive than when you went into the detox. You're going to start noticing the effects of certain foods on your body. For me, I start eating wheat, I blow up. It is not a comfortable feeling. I do not manage wheat products at all. So these are things that I stay away from. And I know the pasta lovers out there are probably going to freak out, but if you stay away from the wheat and you want your pasta, get quinoa pasta. You will not know the difference. So as you go into this and you start, and you want to get back to some of your favorite foods, let's say, look for substitutions that are going to support what you're looking to do. So instead of, the best example, like I said, instead of wheat pasta, quinoa pasta. And you won't know the difference. And into the last week, the week 4, what we're going to be looking at is basically additional changes to your lifestyle, to your belief systems, to the point actually where focusing on what you say has a profound effect on how you feel. It has a profound effect on your environment, because what you think and what you believe is exactly what you're going to draw into your life. So when we're talking about detoxing, especially when I'm describing my program, as you said, this is not just about, all right, let's take some product, let's clean up the liver, let's clean up our lymph, and we'll get everything on board, and that's that. It's not just that, because if you don't change your mindset to something that is going to focus on and be more in line with where you want to be health-wise, and health includes the body, the mind, the spirit, if those things are not being addressed, you slip back into a lifestyle that puts you in distress to begin with. And this is what we want to avoid. And, you know, this isn't just a one-week product. You know, you're a project, and your project life is a lifelong project. This never ends. You keep wanting to learn. You keep wanting to change and grow and improve. And, you know, that's why God gave us this experience. You know, it's not just work, pay taxes, and die. So.
Yeah. And I think people just get into that robotic mode, you know what I mean? And they lose perspective on health. It's basically it gets shoved to like second place, and then third place, and then last place, and then all of a sudden they're sick, and they're kind of like, all right, well, now I have to do something about it. So, you know, the cleanse groups are beautiful. They're wonderful. And I think it's something that, you know, everybody should do at least once or twice a year, is just a cleanse, a simple, get your Remove Complete kit and, you know, do a 10-day cleanse for yourself, just to, you know, get systems and functions back online, because we are bombarded with so many toxins, just so many every day. I mean, you can't escape them. Even if you live the healthiest lifestyle on this planet, you're still exposed to 50% more toxins than my parents were exposed to, or my grandparents.
Right.
You can't avoid it. So doing a cleanse is just something, it's like I always say, you know, you brush your teeth every day and you go to the dentist once or twice a year. You should do the exact same thing when you're cleansing. You know, you should do a good cleanse, try to eat healthy every day, but cleanse once or twice a year. And that way you assure that, you know, your body is functioning right. You're getting toxins out of the way. You're getting inflammation down. You're balancing blood sugar. You're doing all the things that your body is trying to do for you every day anyway. You're just helping it along. So great stuff. Exactly absolutely.
Yeah. And like you said, we're exposed to so many more chemicals and pollution and toxins than our parents or even especially our grandparents. And the other thing that goes in tandem with that is the quality of the produce that we get is so much less quality. They're just not as much nutrients. The soil that they grow these things in is virtually depleted of minerals, and there's very little nutritional content to what we can actually get at the store. And one of the things I do encourage people to do is, and it might be a little too late for this year, you could still probably grow a few things, but next year, mark it down in your calendars. Next year, start planning to grow your own garden. Get non-GMO, organic, heirloom seeds and plant yourself a small garden. Doesn't have to be huge, but you will notice the difference in the quality of the product, in the quality of its taste, and how you feel eating it. There is nothing better than going out to your own garden, picking your own fruits, vegetables, herbs. If you've never done this, it's going to blow your mind. And that I really encourage people to do.
And sticking your hands in the dirt, grounding, soil-based probiotics, just there's real value and quality to growing your own food. I don't think a lot of people realize, Coach Fred, that food, when you buy it at the grocery store, even if it's organic, the growing process to grow that amount of food, you're looking at soil depletion of nutrients. So you're going to have a lower nutrient density in that food. And they have to pick it before it's vine ripe. They can't pick it when it's ripe because by the time it hits the shelves on the grocery store, even if it's organic, it's going to be overly ripe. It's going to start rotting and breaking down. So for them to have fruits and vegetables, they have to pick them, especially fruit, tomatoes, things like that, before they're vine ripe. And that's where all the nutrients are. They're in the vine. So we want to make sure all of that pours into the food that we're going to consume. And having it in your backyard, you can absolutely do that.
Oh, it's not as hard as y'all think. Yeah. And, oh man, it's such a huge payoff.
Mm-hmm.
And
and what I've learned, even with my poor thumb, I don't have a green thumb. I kill everything. Then my husband tries to resuscitate most of the plants that I kill. You can really grow anything anywhere. So we had a patch in the front of our house that we cleared out, bushes and things like that around our house, just kind of landscaping stuff. It was just this big barren spot, and I didn't know what to plant there. And I'm like, what do we plant there? And my husband bought, way too many tomato plants. He's like, let's put tomato plants out front. And I was like, yeah, okay. So we didn't do anything with these plants, didn't water them, anything. We did nothing. Mm-hmm. And they grew and produced tomatoes. Yeah. I was like, wow. Yeah. We don't have to do anything and it grows. So, that's the kind of gardening I like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, they're amazing. Plants can be amazing. When I was living in Arnold, I had a bare spot out in the backyard, and I just happened to be, I can't even remember where. I mean, it was like a department store that happened to have some trees there. And I saw this pathetic-looking peach tree, and I thought, well, hey, for, $8, that's all it was, $8. I'll just plant this thing and see how it goes. So, the soil was good. That thing I had peaches, I think, the following year or something like that. And oh man, were they good. I mean, I had peaches on everything. And, they're resilient. And like I say, the payoff, there's nothing like cutting the grass, getting done, and then pulling a couple of peaches off of the tree and just eating those suckers. Oh, were they good? I miss that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I know. And I think that's the other thing with, busy lifestyle. People think it's too much work. I can't do it. And I can empathize with that because, you work all day and then I'm running to baseball. And I mean, last night we played in a baseball tournament. Our game was at 8:45 at night. My kid's 10 years old. Who schedules a game at 8:45 at night? They were exhausted. And these 10-year-old kids out there just trying to play baseball. So I was just happy that we were playing. But, long story short, when was I tending my garden yesterday? I got done with work, had to cook dinner, got dinner ready, had to get the kids in the car, drive to the tournament, play, get out of the car. We're back home by 11 o'clock at night. So people have those days. So, again, health has to be doable in this busy lifestyle, and it also has to be affordable. And that's the thing. I'm not big on price all the time. So what I do like about, the products that we use at Nutritional Frontiers, we package them. What you're paying for is quality. So you may have to invest in your health, as you're trying to recover from something or enhance some systems or functions. But it is absolutely worth it. That's what you can be guaranteed, is that what's in that bottle is going to work. It's going to do what it says. And you have quality ingredients at the right forms and the right amounts, and there's no other toxins in there. So you're not going to add to the toxicity of your body. And that's the risk when somebody goes and they buy from these big box stores, these cheaper brands, because what's going to happen is you're getting all of the toxins that are in there. Because in order to purify a product, select product ingredients that are pure, that all costs money for the company. And these other companies, they don't want to do that. They don't want to
Right.
invest that money in purity and potency, but Nutritional Frontiers does. So
Yeah,
that's a big
and-
thing. That's why people get results.
That's exactly it. People will go out and invest a couple $100 in a purse. I'm a big hiker and backpacker. I'm not going to buy cheap boots. And the same thing goes for your health. Now, like you had said, you got a busy day. There is nothing easier than blending the Power Cleanse or the Nido Keto, the Super Shake, or the Best Whey, whatever product you want to use in order to get the nutrients you need, quality nutrients that are going to support your biochemistry, that taste great, and at an affordable price for what you get. Everything that y'all have at Nutritional Frontiers carries that good manufacturing practices label. And when you have that, I mean, this is not anybody associated with Nutritional Frontiers. This is an industry. This is a standalone organization, basically, that will guarantee the raw ingredients, that they meet their high standards, that they're produced in a manufacturing facility that meets their high standards, and that the end product meets these high standards. You don't get that. If you don't have that good manufacturing practices label on your product, you have no real idea of what you're getting. And even when I was in, when I was in college, I was using product from a box store, and I was paying more for these premium, quote, premium products than, some of the other products. And I thought I was getting a good deal because I was investing more money in this product, right? Turns out that their creatine was sourced from a certain Asiatic country that had found to have sand, I believe bleach, and even ground particles of glass in the product.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and the program
That would
and the
cleanse you out.
product. Oh my God! And not to mention, the fillers and the absolute garbage in the protein mixes. Not to mention the heavy metals that they found.
Wow.
And Nutritional Frontiers, I mean, I know there have been times when certain product wasn't available because the raw ingredient necessary to produce that product was turned down because it didn't meet its high standards. And that's the important thing. People really, I want them to understand, you're getting quality here. You're not getting highly manufactured piece of junk, that's turned out because they market it and show it on TV doesn't necessarily mean it's of any quality. It just isn't. So I think, get off that.
That's right. Well, no, I mean, I think it's important because people do go out and buy these shake systems at the store, or they see a commercial for it, or they think any shake will do, and they're just going to take the slim fast approach, right? Do a shake in the morning, and shake at breakfast. But what they're putting into their bodies could be highly toxic. There could be heavy metals. And we have to understand it's not calories that make us fat. I mean, that theory has been debunked, disproven. I mean, yes, if you cut your food and you lose weight, that's called starvation. That's just science, and it's a normal term. Like if you're going to cut your calories and cut your nutrition and your body depletes, that's called starvation, not weight loss. So let's just clarify the terminology. But if you decrease toxicity and you increase nutrition, then what you're doing is cleansing out the body. You're decreasing inflammation. You're balancing blood sugars. You're getting rid of cellular inflammation and the inflammatory storm that fat cells cause. And you're accelerating the body's ability to utilize stored energy, i.e. fat, for healing, for energy, for different things that you need, not weight loss. So when we say the word weight loss, that is a side effect. of your body getting more nutrient dense and toxin free. When we say weight loss, or, when we talk about that, it's not that these products are going to make you lose weight. They help your body regain homeostasis, and then your body releases extra fat that it no longer needs. And who knows where that fat came from, because fat stores toxins. That's what it does in your body. It grabs a hold of things that shouldn't be there, and it stores it. So if you are overweight or you have extra fat, you have extra toxicity, period. So change your nutrition plan to whole foods, real foods, foods that can reproduce on their own, foods that have life-sustaining probiotics, enzymes, minerals, amino acids, and essential fatty acids, and do some sort of cleansing system to eliminate toxicity. So, Fred, how would they find you if they want to embrace a program like this? Because it doesn't have to be on social media, right? You can do this individually with people or even in groups now. I mean, people are coming back together now.
Yeah, if there's a group of friends that wants to do this, and even, there are church groups, there are civic groups, anything of that nature, offices. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, I can travel up to an hour to come see you. It doesn't matter. I can come to your work if there's a number of people that want to do it there. The best way to get a hold of me is you can use my mobile number, 724-713-1581. And that's probably the quickest and most direct way. Leave me a message or send me a text. You can also send me an email to detoxwithcoachfred@gmail.com. And I'll get back in touch, and we'll be able to have a talk and move forward from there. Yeah.
And you are taking personal training clients as well.
Yeah. I when you had just said, weight loss is a side effect of eating right, moving right, sleeping right, all of these things that you do. And we don't have to become zealots. As long as you're doing about 80% of the work right, you're going to have fantastic results. You're never going to have ice cream again. You can have ice cream again. You're not going to have ice cream every day, okay? You're not going to eat at McDonald's every day or whatever. Those things, no. That doesn't support where you want to be, where you want to go, and who you are.
Exactly. So it's the total package. That's what you have to take. You have to understand that, it's not just what you eat, but what you think, how you live, how you sleep, how you move. Nutrition obviously is key, but, we can't deny the fact that it's a whole body approach and a whole lifestyle approach, and that's what we teach.
Right.
I'm glad to see how successful your group was and is.
Yeah, I'm excited. I really am. It's a great group of people, and we're going to keep improving it and make some changes for the next time we do this, and just keep molding it into something that everybody will benefit from. And you're not going to use everything you take away from this. That's not how everybody's life is. But you take away what is important to focus on for you right now. But you can always come back and use the exercises to continue to work on different avenues in your life. Like you said, this isn't just anybody can eat food and work out. But you have to wrap your mind around the idea of a new lifestyle that supports you. And you want to move away from those things that don't support you. And that's one of the things that was really important to me when I started developing this and how we're laying this out.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach Fred, I'm so glad it was successful, and I'm so glad that people are getting results, and that you took the initiative to do something for people during a time when they felt that there was no hope, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you were like a little ray of hope during that time. And it just proves that you can be healthy. You can be healthy during a time like this. It's really important that we invest in our health, absolutely invest. And
Yeah.
You know, it's very important that we continue to invest in our health.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
When you had said going into the stores when this all, you know, when we had the shutdown and everything, and you see all of these prepackaged things missing, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to get any fruits and vegetables. I go in there and I thought, I'm good. You know, I got my food here. I don't know what everybody else is taking or what they're thinking they're going to eat, but I got what I want. And it was that was eye opening to me. Yeah. So
yeah, it is. It was sad to see that you know, the world was crashing and we were still doing the same thing and we weren't doing anything to get healthy. So that's why we took such a big mission to make the world healthy during this time and stay connected and put out products and kits so that people could at least try to be healthier. So anyway, so good. Thank you so much, Coach Fred. I hope people will get in touch with you and take that first step towards better health, and keep us posted on your detox group. I'd like to know some results and get some testimonials, and, you know, that would be great. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This is The Holistic Truth, sponsored by Nutritional Frontiers. We are here 3 days a week. Don't forget to tune in on Thursday at 8 a.m. with Candace. Coach Fred, it's always a pleasure.
You've been listening to The Holistic Truth, sponsored by Nutritional Frontiers, a Pittsburgh-based professional nutraceutical company founded by Dr. James Weiner and Jamie Dorley. Listen again at this same time for The Holistic Truth.